Hello, everyone. Welcome back to The Grays Say There's a Better Way. My name is Zion, and this is the Pot Smokers Bible channel on YouTube and social media. And this is my segment about what the Gray have taught me personally. I am a telepath, and the Gray have been grooming me from when I was like 3 years old until now to teach me how to be a telepath and to teach me the secret of prophecy, the big plan. Because, well, I'm going to give you a quick overview of what my prior segments teach so that you'll have an idea of where I'm going from here and I don't have to take the whole episode to do to let you know. Okay, when the Gray came to this planet, the Gray breathed nitrogen. When they came to this planet, there was enough nitrogen in our atmosphere to allow them to create for themselves human, but a human earthly species that they could then reincarnate into. Because when you die, you reincarnate into the planet that is closest to you, that sustains life. So, by being in this vicinity, living out their lives, dying, they would be reborn on the planet. That was the big plan. However, only advanced species with telepathic abilities can learn to remember from one life to another. In our bodies, we don't remember on birth what happened in the lifetime that we lived before, but they do. So they had to advance our body to their type in order to reincarnate, and that was their plan, their original plan. But there was a plague on their homeworld that almost destroyed them. They had to clone themselves. At that point, it was determined that they would quarantine us, an infant race, half Neanderthal, half 99% Neanderthal, 1% gray, but with telepathic abilities that made them very powerful and very infantile in their power. So it was decided that since they had to clone themselves, that they would quarantine us with their perfect DNA, preserving their genetic material for a time when we were more mature and when a planet in an elongated orbit came back to into our vicinity and created a bombardment event, which is coming up. So they decided to come back prior to the bombardment to advance us, reconnect with us. And so they left us a plan. This document, the King James Version of the Bible, is an English translation of the ancient Hebrew prophecy and history, establishing the events that they would create upon their return, and establishing the person that they would reconnect with and the events that would occur surrounding that person so that we would know that all of this was legitimate. Okay? So we were left to our own devices for the, 4,000 years? 6,000 years? 6,000 years of our recorded history. And this document, in one form or another, has come down to us through this entire time. Now, the prophecy itself, the part of the book that foretells the events of the re-emergence of the Gray on Earth, and don't take that as an inner Earth thing, please, because they're from outer space. They have bases in the Earth, but they're from outer space. So let's not get our conspiracy theories wacky. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is actual events. Because this document foretells the year 2020 in detail. It foretells Donald J. Trump, his presidency, COVID-19 as a worldwide pandemic, and Black Lives Matter, a protest against police brutality. Check, check, check. Okay. It also, that is the start date of prophetic events as actualized in the public's eye. All right. This is what the Gray foretold in this document. They taught me through telepathy how to interpret the prophecy, how to make it, how to put it together. It literally said, it's like 3 passages, or actually, I think it's 2 passages. Who will put this in order for me so that it can be understood? Line by line, precept by precept, here a little bit, there a little bit. It's all check. So, I took the prophecy apart like a puzzle, put it back together. And I came up with the plan. The plan was that a telepathic woman would come calling herself Zion. She would be a very particular person, being barren, being a singer, being known as a whore in her youth, being brokenhearted over a man that rejected her in her youth. Gotcha. Ditto, 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 that's me. And that she would take these following steps. She would open a temple dedicated to all religions in the name of Zion. And that she would get arrested at this temple for marijuana. And it describes marijuana in the passage. It does. In the Bible. She goes to court. She establishes herself as the prophetic Zion in a court of law. Then she goes to prison. She serves her sentence. She publishes peace. The world hears about it. It creates a controversy that ends with the arrival of the Gray on Earth. Now, she does that by following in the footsteps of Moses, championing the cause of an oppressed people who use marijuana and other drugs. These people follow her by staging a campout, exodus, like Moses leading the Israelites out of Egypt into the wilderness to get the 10 Commandments. In this case, though, we go to we camp out, taking all our possessions with us, and then we hold a solemn assembly, and we call on God, and God lands, comes down from the heavens and lands. And then the controversy really gets started. So she creates a nation in a single day of a bunch of drug users who just simply pack all their bags up, go camping, walk away from society, say, fuck you, we want nothing to do with you, we're just going to go over here, camp out, we're going to quarantine, get rid of COVID-19, we're going to hold a solemn assembly, we're going to pray to God telepathically, we're going to say, hey, Ishi, because that's the name in the prophecy, Hey, Essie, would you come land and show the whole world that we're your people and you stand up for us? And here come the ships. They land, and then the whole world knows that drug users are the righteous people created by God in their own image to be the um, elite of society, not by wealth, but by good deeds, by working one on one with the aliens for the betterment of humanity. Together, the gods, the Grey, and the human telepaths, the drug users, get together and create intermountain arcs around the world where they gather together all the goods, all the genetic material for all the animal species, all the plant species, all the fish in the sea, everything that can be saved. We take it into the inner mountain arc so that when the bombardment happens and the methane in the atmosphere explodes, we will be safely tucked in our mountain homes, while everybody who has ignored the warnings, not believed the aliens about the danger, or rejected the end of the use of money, and they'll just, or believed in a false god that can't save them. On the great day of hell, when the bombardment strikes and the earth burns, the children of the Grey and all the refugees of the earth, all the animals, all the plants, everything that we need and deem as being worthy of repopulation, will be brought into the new age. And in this new age, when we emerge from our inner mountain sanctuaries into a world that has once again begun to create oxygen and life, then we can emerge, repopulate the species, let the new life that is created from the event come into being, and create a better society based on all the things that we've learned while we were in our mountains, and all that the Grey and the other 11 species have taught us through those years. And when we emerge, every one of those 12 species will have taken up residency in our vicinity, either on an inhabitable planet for their species or in a space station that they bring from vast distances. So that when we emerge from our mountain home, we will have the skies filled with spaceships, with all the things that we need to rebuild, so that we will not go back into a dark age like we did this time. But we were taken to a dark age so that we could mature as a species, going from a Neanderthal to modern. It was necessary. It was necessary for the Grey to become clones. It was necessary for us to mature. And now that the bombardment is approaching, it's time for us to necessarily create arcs. So, with the help of the Grey and the 11 species, we're going to create intermountain arcs to house our entire species that will, everybody that wants to come. So, may the Grey watch over us, guide us, protect us, and keep us from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it, and make that your life's work when we get to Zion. If you use drugs, stay happy and high, you have every right and reason to. You're a priest. So, I'll never say goodbye. I love you too much. Later.